up, everybody? It's your boy Eddie D. Welcome back to the channel. We are on episode 8 of the second season of Grey's Anatomy. In the last episode, not Alex. I guess we'll start with him. Alex finally stepped up to the plate and kissed Izzy. And Izzy's like, "Ooh, yes, feels." So it's gonna be interesting to see where that turns out. Though I still wish that he would actually just open up about what's really going on with him, because everybody's really concerned about why he, is acting weird altogether. Because it ain't just about her; it's about his whole career thing. O'Malley is Burke's protege now, and so it's gonna be interesting to see how they kind of tag off of each other, how they play off each other. That's my guy. You're my guy. Is what Burke said. By the way, Burke did tell Richard about him and Christina, and I don't know how Christina's gonna handle that moving forward, because she's like, I didn't want him to know, but you kind of took that away from her. I kind of feel some type of way about that, because it's like, did he really take it from you? Or is it that you're just so afraid of losing your career because you're not Meredith, which kind of has some undertones in terms of like racial things. So I don't know if that's what Christina meant by that, or whether it's just the fact that I don't have the Ellis Gray name, and so I can't just be here because of that. I gotta work for everything. So that's a whole dance in and of itself that I'm very interested in talking about at some point. And so I wonder if that's going to continue to play itself out, or is that going to fizzle away? So we'll see what happens with that. But at any rate, that's done. That's being done. Meredith is, in her feels, and for a good reason. Derek and Addison are back together, and they're seeming to compromise. But Addison is staying in Seattle for a different purpose than Derek. And so I wonder how Derek is going to take that once he finds out that Addison's actually staying for money and for notoriety rather than staying for him. So yeah, a lot to get into. I hope that they dive into some of those things. Like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the page. Thank you so much for my subscribers who have subscribed already. And here we are, episode 8 of season 2 of Grey's Anatomy. Let's get it.
All the other girls were jealous, but I had a slightly different take. I told Mrs. For starters, she falls for the one guy she knows she can't have. Then she blames fate for her own bad decision.
You kissed me.
Yes, I did.
Should we, there's a discussion we could have. If you wanted to have one.
I kissed you. And I plan to do it again and again. Get used to it. End of discussion.
Oh, she liked that. She liked that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mrs. Snyder explained
Ah.
that when fate comes into play, choice sometimes goes out the window.
Is that Hello Kitty? Snoopy, the Peanuts.
5 applications, 5 offers. You know how rare that is? This is your year. Everybody wants to dance with you. Of course, the Graces Fellowship program is the best.
Yet, true love.
Oh no! Oh! Ew!
Was stupid enough to fall for the enemy, drink a bottle of poison, and go to sleep in a mausoleum. She deserved whatever she got.
What the hell? Did y'all see?
Window washer fell from 5th floor.
And he lived?
Open to hip fracture, but otherwise okay.
Eagle breast sounds after a 5-story fall. He's got eagle breast sounds. This is unbelievable. Do you want to hear?
I'm giving you
Of course, she does get the couple in love. It's gonna be a whole thing about being in love for 50 years and fate and blah blah blah.
Do you have any questions?
Honey, what happened to your forehead?
Nothing.
Lying.
I am a friend from New York.
Weiss?
Derek, I've been looking for you.
No.
What did you tell me you were coming? I knew you were coming. I would have taken the day off.
Well, it was kind of last minute. Is everything okay? Are you alright?
A month ago, her mother died of ovarian cancer.
Catherine died. Sorry.
That's sad. You know how close they were. All she could think about is this.
You fell 5 stories and lived to tell about it. I'd kind of want to shout it from the rooftops. So to speak.
Yeah.
It's a miracle. You may not understand the medicine of it, but a 5-story fall, your lungs should be collapsed, your back should be broken, your aorta should be totally severed. I'm just saying, there's a reason for this. You lived. We both did. Carpe diem, man. Seize the day.
Kind of hard for him to seize the day.
Leave.
Right.
I really, really wish I could.
Right.
Vargas, your
Lord.
leg bones are shattered.
We talked about this. There are other ways to make a family, Weiss. We can adopt. We can do it.
I just...
No, I'm not talking about this.
Let's just take a step back. All right, take a deep breath. And think about this.
See the ring?
Don't go to the ring.
The ring, Derek. Remember? When we're here at work, you won't talk to me. When we're on the ferry, where you pretend not to see me. We're in couples therapy 3 times a week, where we're arguing about whether or not we should be in couples therapy. What are we doing?
It's not about us.
It is. Medicine aside, our friends are going through hell in there, and we can't even act like we like each other well enough to help them.
Well, you're not really trying to help because you've already made the choice.
I think it's wolves.
I know it's hard. I'm a pincushion.
It's okay. Don't worry. I will.
How hot I am over dinner. This date is such a mistake.
Why?
You get nervous on dates. It's especially hard if you're out of practice. So you just gotta be mellow.
Yeah, I know how to
relax.
date. George, how about you?
Well, I have a schedule for the mastectomy, and I get to stay while plastics does a tram flap reconstruction.
I couldn't do it. Thank you.
Yeah. But you are killing that. Sheesh.
Thanks.
Cancer appears to be advanced. There are palliative surgeries that we can do. That is surgeries to help with the pain, but it won't cure it.
How long has she got?
From what we can tell so far, she has about 4 to 6 months.
Man.
I'm so sorry.
You guys love each other.
Is that what you said about you and Addie?
What?
You left her.
That was different.
Was it Derek? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta check on a patient. I get ready for dinner.
Be happy somewhere else. Why is he not happy? Tell me that much. What's wrong with him? Oh, wait. Oh, shit.
You jumped, didn't you?
Oh. 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 Yo. Okay.
All the way down to that.
We came to the same conclusion at the same time. That's crazy.
She works in this hospital. What kind of joke is that?
Man.
Maybe you got a second chance. Lost her.
I'm having steak.
You eat red meat. You don't?
So, what do you want me to do now?
Try to find this girl.
This is funny.
Hunt her down.
So you'll get more surgical experience here than anywhere else. You could write got your own ticket. Why aren't you more excited?
No, I'm excited. I'm sorry, excuse me, sir. I need to.
No, wait, no. She's not getting a divorce. No, she's not. She better not be. You better not be hurting my Miranda.
But
Mm-mm.
Nothing.
yes.
Ha!
Call 911. He started having heartburn. I thought he was joking.
Girl, call 911.
That's the length of his fingers.
Oh, he's got to be at least 6'4".
IV, continue high flow. 2, transport sirens and lights to Seattle Grace. Who the hell are you?
Hey, he's a cardiothoracic surgeon who's going to operate on him.
She's with me.
Didn't you say is there a doctor in the house?
Oh.
Didn't you say there's a doctor?
Have you been discharged?
No. Going out to dinner with my surgeon. Sort of a laugh supper, I guess. I know. Nothing after midnight. Disappointed, aren't you?
Why do you care about what she feels?
You're a beautiful woman. And so are you.
You just tell that bastard that he could have come looking for me like 10 years ago.
No, don't you dare. Don't you dare reveal that. You keep that to yourself.
This is good.
Fine with it then. Yeah. It'd be really hot to kiss me with that man with you.
Maybe her parents. I bet you she went up to New Hampshire. That's where she's from.
I'm gonna push the joy juice.
Ooh, up and away.
Maybe you can see her after your surgery. You know, when you recover, maybe then.
It's all good. Thanks for trying. Really meant a lot. Too.
Hold on, guys. We have a problem.
He's crashing. Dr. Bailey?
Now let's start CPR. Push Effie.
Blind moron.
Oh, yay!
You what?
My heart rate is 110. I'm burning 3,000 calories a day. My legs are swollen. I've got indigestion and gas. Did you know that carrying a boy in your uterus means you burn 10% more calories than if you had a girl? Guess what I'm carrying? I tried for 7 damn years, and a month before my fellowship notifications, the stick turns blue. Men. From the very beginning, they just suck the life right out of you. I'm not leaving. I'm pregnant.
It's awkward.
Well, it took 3 hours, but the surgery went perfectly. All we have to do now is wait and see how he's doing when he wakes up.
Why did the
Here's to breast reconstruction. Nipple reconstruction. Here's to losing your wife. Here's to being the ass who can't be supportive. Here's to that.
Damn. Tell us how you really feel, then. She might be right. He might not love her, but love a version of her.
Weiss,
Don't talk to me. Keep walking.
get some. Savvy didn't screw around with you with your best friend.
That part.
She's looking for support. If you don't give that to her now, if you don't give her that support, then what the hell am I doing?
I don't know how I feel about that. I'm kind of conflicted by that.
I thought he cheated fate.
Maybe it did cheat fate.
He died.
I think you can't wait for someone to fly underneath you and save your life.
Ooh.
I think you have to save yourself.
Bars.
You mean that the pigeons aren't going to come?
Got our date.
Yes, you did.
That was the best date I've ever been on.
Yeah, you did. You got your date.
Even now,
He's not coming, is he?
You shake.
You're here.
Oh.
it's about putting down the poison and the dagger and making your own happy ending.
I miss you. I can't.
Yep. Yep. That was a good one. Yeah, so Addison and Derek's relationship is going to be super difficult to get through. I can tell that I don't think Derek is going to last. I don't think he's going to last. Like, it's really difficult when you're in a situation like that to be able to go back to the way things used to be, especially when you've developed these very deep feelings for somebody else. And so now the conflict is you want to work things out with the person you love, but you're here with the person that you really want to be with and love too, right? Like in the case with Richard and Ellis moved away once Richard told her, no, I'm going to stay with my wife. And so the distance made it easier for them to move on. Although I think a case can be made that Richard is not happy in his relationship. That's why he wants to stay at the hospital all the time. But that's neither here nor there. But in the case of Addison, Meredith, and Derek, like, Meredith is in your face every day, all day. And so how do you deal with that? How do you reckon with that? How do you deal with that, right? So, yeah, that's gonna be some hard navigating they're gonna have to do in order to make that work, and I am here for it. I want to see how all that unfolds. Christina and Burke's relationship is going to be very interesting to see how it all plays itself out, because of the fact that they are so awkward. They are so freaking awkward when it comes to doing this relationship thing. Like, they don't really know how to be in a relationship. They know how to be doctors, but they don't know how to be in a relationship. And it's like they need more experiences outside of the doctor's office, outside of being in that hospital. So I'm glad that they got a case at the end of the day. And it was the best date ever. But, you know, y'all can't save somebody's life every time y'all go out on a date. You know what I'm saying? So something's got to give at some point. Like, there has to be some, I'm not going to say common ground, but there's got to be some type of conversation that between the two of them of what their relationship is supposed to look like. Because at this point, the only time that they're really happy together, it seems, is when they're in the hospital. Whether they're having sex in the hospital or whether they're working on somebody at the hospital. When it comes to the two of them actually doing something outside of that, it's very difficult to see how they're going to be happy. I think they can make it work, but that remains to be seen. I'm glad that Alex told Izzy that, you know, that he would actually want her and not her boobs, because she was really taking that to heart. She was taking that real hard. Probably because earlier in the episode he said, I'm going to kiss you again and again and that sort of thing. And also, too, because she has been a model prior to being a doctor, and so was concerned that maybe that's all that other people see in her, and probably have said that many a time. All they see is how pretty she is, and not really concerned about her heart. So I can see where that was coming from. I will say in the case of the best friends, Addison and Derek's best friends, that I was conflicted with her choice to go ahead and get everything done, and conflicted with her frustration with her husband for not being supportive right away, because it seems like she rushed into the decision. If I'm not mistaken, the timeline was a month, and she's like, "Go it, let's get it, let's cut him, and all that kind of stuff." You know, like, I'm not grateful that she made her choice. Like, I'm not trying to negate her choice, because at the end of the day, if you're scared that gene is gonna mutate, then you got every right and reason to believe you got 85% chance you're gonna get cancer. So you got that going already. But I think that the husband wasn't given enough grace in his conflict. Like, it's really difficult to be supportive in a situation like that when it seems like you've already made your choice and there is no middle ground. Like, you know, they had been talking about trying to have kids. They've been talking about doing other things like that. And so, you know, again, I don't know I can't remember what the timeline was in them having a conversation. Maybe it was like 6 months or a year. I could see where it's like, okay, we talked about this over and over again. Like, nothing's going to change my mind at this point. But I feel like it was such a rush job, if I got my timeline right, to where it's like, you know, you're still not taking my feelings into consideration. You're not really taking the fact that, you know, I'm gonna have to be the one to deal with all of these changes. And yes, I'm with you thick and thin, but it's like, are you even considering me in that regard? And so, so it's like, I kind of wish they could have dove into his conflict a little bit more, just for my personal sake. I'm glad he chose to support her at the end of the day. Great parallel between him and Derek, the way they played that off. But yeah, I just really feel like they didn't really give him enough time to really go through the conflict the way that I would have liked them to. But at the end of the day, it worked itself out in that regard. George and the whole twist of fate thing. Like, George's character just annoys me. And part of the reason why is because he reminds me a lot of me. And I annoy myself. So, like, he annoys the crap out of me. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and he's just like, everybody should be happy. It's the greatest day ever. And, you know, by some twist of fate, he was able to get out the fact that the dude, you know, was trying to hurt himself and stuff. So, you know, how all that worked out, and see what happened there. But his character really annoys the crap out of me, because he does not know when to shut up. Like, just shut up. Just stop talking. Please stop talking. And then last but not least, Miranda's pregnant. Yay! She's pregnant. I'm excited. So we're gonna see how all that unfolds. Again, it's like they keep just dropping these little pockets of Miranda. I feel like the arch of this show, even though it's about Meredith and Derek to a certain extent, the overarch for me in this show is Miranda. I want to know what's going on with Miranda today. This show for me is called What's Miranda Up To? Because every episode they drop a little something. She's got this fellowship that she's getting ready to do, and on top of that, she's pregnant. Cool. I can't wait for the next episode to see what's going to happen next. Because at this point, like, I love the character development of everybody there, but I love how this show is letting me know there's still this here's this character over here, and she's developing too. You're only gonna get to see it in little hints and pieces, so you better hold on tight, because you're gonna get it and then we're gonna leave it alone. Like, we don't see nothing else about her for the rest of the show, but in that little pocket that she had, she's got a fellowship and she's pregnant. And I love how they just keep slipping those little pockets in there the way that they do, to remind y'all, that Miranda has a part to play in this show too. So to that end, the last person I'm gonna talk about is Meredith, because I feel terrible for her. Like she loves him and she wants to be with him and she misses him, and there's nothing she can do about it. Like, there's absolutely nothing she can do. I mean, there's something she could do. I hope she doesn't do that. But outside of that, Doomsday, push the button, just all hell break loose. She can't. There's nothing she can do about it. Like, Derek's made his choice. Addison's staying in Seattle, and it's just like, what can you do, right? And so she's not gonna give up the job. She's not gonna go move somewhere. And Derek ain't going nowhere. Addison ain't going nowhere. So all she can do is just mope. And I feel bad for her, because it's like, she didn't ask for that. She really didn't ask for any of that. And again, going back to season 1, even though Derek's a good dude, I just wish that he would have told her up front what was going on with him. Mind you, we wouldn't have got the episode 9 that we got in season 1, but at least Meredith would have been able to, as my best friend puts all the time, she would have been able to make a choice. She would have been able to make a choice. Her choice was taken away from her when he chose to keep that from her. So, yeah, man, great episode, great show. I'm glad I waited to be able to watch this show with y'all. But I am mad I've missed out on 19 great seasons of just goodness, because this show is phenomenal. Shonda Rhimes definitely knocked this one out the park. So yeah, like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the page. Thank you to those who have subscribed so far. And as always, if you can't see the good, be the good. I love you guys. Peace out, homies.